Hello, this is Reverend Don Lewis coming to you from beautiful Salem. And our question last night came to us from It's Spike Here. Tonight it comes to us from It's Baker Time. And It's Baker Time asks whether I think that the portrayal of witchcraft and magic in Hollywood and the media helps or hurts our community. And this, of course, is one of those subjects, as almost all subjects on the vlog are, which is very hard to compress into the short period of time that we have available. But, as usual, I will do my best. And it also is a very controversial subject because opinions in our community are sharply divided on this subject. And I don't think there's any way that I can address all points of view. My personal point of view on the subject is that I think we should be pretty grateful for the way that Hollywood and the media have portrayed us, because they certainly could have portrayed us a lot worse. They could have portrayed us a lot worse either by playing into the fantasies of those who think that we're baby-eating monsters, although granted occasionally they have played into those fantasies, or they could have played us a lot worse by showing us a little bit more like we really are, because let's face it, like all communities, we have our problems. And the portrayals that you see of witchcraft and magic in the media rarely touch upon the real problems of our community, which for the most part are still ours to deal with, and not really part of anyone's stereotype about us, although I'm sure there'll come a day when they are. I think that things like Harry Potter, Charmed, Bell Book and Candle back in the 50s, Bewitched in the 60s, I think that these kinds of entertainments, which really have very little to do with the real witch community, have nonetheless done us a tremendous service by taking a lot of sting out of the W word. I think that movies and television shows such as the ones I've just mentioned have done more probably than our own community has done to overcome the stereotypes and prejudices associated with the idea of witchcraft. Though certainly our community has been working tirelessly on overcoming those stereotypes for many, many years, but things like the Charmed TV series were able to do in a much shorter time a great deal more outreach for the sake of their own purposes than we have been able to do in the last couple of generations. And I think that we've benefited tremendously from that by people who suddenly are more willing to listen to us, who do not any longer have the horrible baby-eating stereotype that some people have promulgated over the years, and who are more willing to see us like the people in Charmed or Harry Potter than in horrible demonic terms. So, granted, neither of those two extremes, neither the happy, cheerful magic that you see in some of the media portrayals, nor the horrible baby-eating monsters have anything to do with reality. But they do have a lot to do with people's perception of the words. And I think a lot of our people get terribly upset about things like Harry Potter because they want to be taken seriously, and they don't have a clue what you have to do to be taken seriously. And Harry Potter has nothing to do with whether we're taken seriously, but it does have something to do with whether we can get our foot in the door. And these media sensations have put our foot a lot farther in the door than it was when I became an initiate back in '76. Even then, however, Samantha from Bewitched really opened that door in ways that our community could not, because she opened it from inside. And I think that any friendly portrayal in the media is well worth encouraging, and we should not expect them to portray us as we are, because they don't know how we are. For that matter, I don't know that we know how we are. Very few of us, I think, have a very realistic view of our community. For one thing, we always underestimate the diversity of our community, and so many people think that the way they are is how everyone else is, and that certainly is not the way the community is made up. The truth is it's wildly diverse. So these are some of my thoughts on the subject, and until next time, may you blessed be. Hello, this is Reverend Don Lewis coming to you from beautiful Salem, and I'm very pleased to announce the brand new World of Witches Museum program book full of stories and pictures from our museum here in Salem. And you can have your very own copy for just $9.99. Find it today at witchghoulstore.com.